blank dieters. So today I want to talk to you about postpartum weight gain. Yes, postpartum weight gain. A lot of times when we get pregnant or when you are about to have a baby, all you really worry about is the weight that you're going to gain during your pregnancy and losing that weight. But a lot of times, like what happened to me, you will find that you will actually begin to gain weight after you have given birth. When you thought, okay, now it's time for me to lose the 10, 15, 30, 60 pounds that I gained in my pregnancy, you find that you're even gaining. So what we want to talk about is why that happens and what you can do to prevent it or to deal with it when it starts happening. So let's get into the video. Welcome back, blank dieters. Thank you so much to all my returning subscribers. And if you are a newcomer, thank you for stopping by today. Remember to take a look around my channel. I have a lot of interesting content for you that would definitely be educational. If you haven't already, please do the ritual that makes you family and click the subscribe button down below. Also, remember to like and share with your family and friends. And I would love to hear your thoughts about the topic that we're discussing today. So drop a comment down below and I will definitely be back and we can have a full-on discussion down in the comments section. So we said we're talking about postpartum weight gain, okay? A lot of people don't focus on that, but when you have a baby, it's not just as simple as I had the baby, now I start losing weight. Or even it's a blessing. I think it's a blessing if you even just stay the same. Personally, I went through this and I'm still dealing with it almost 2 years after I had my son. So what happened with me is I had lost about 12 kgs before I got pregnant with my son. And I was feeling good about myself. I did it all through diet. I rarely exercised except, of course, the regular just going up and down. And I had a regular 9 to 5 at the time. And I was doing well. And I lost the 12 kgs. And right when I was trying to get to my next 12 kgs, that's when I found out, of course, I was happy that I was expecting a baby. And I said, okay, during my pregnancy, because I've done all this work, I don't want to undo what I've done and I don't want to have any complications while I'm pregnant. So the first 3 months, there was no talking, okay? There was nothing that I was, going to do about that because I felt just yucky the whole 3 months. So I couldn't even just cook for myself. And one key thing about healthy eating, you need to be able to cook for yourself because honestly, people are never going to get the calculations, the amount of foods, all those things right. So you need to make sure that you're hands-on when it comes to your diet. And I was sick, so sick, I couldn't be in the kitchen. So I would just eat whatever. And I would order out a lot. I had burgers, fries, chicken. All I could eat was fast food, or I could eat anything that was not cooked by me. And that was not a good thing. But thankfully, I did not gain at all during my first trimester. So when I started feeling better in my second trimester, I said, okay, now it's time. I need to start counting calories again. I need to eat just enough because you know what they say, you're not supposed to eat for 2, but you're eating for 1 1/4. All that nice stuff that they say, but that really is not really practical. So I went out there, I started, eating 1,800 to 2,000 calories because I was like, this is only my second trimester. And then I went for my next checkup. My doctor said, hey, the baby has not really grown from, last time. Or the baby had grown, but it was about a week or a week and a half behind the size it was supposed to be. So I was like, okay. And out the door. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not risking the life of my child to keep my body intact. So I decided to stop counting calories just for the duration of the pregnancy. And then, but I still didn't go too overboard, but I just stopped. I just let it all go out the window. So at the end of my pregnancy, I started my pregnancy at 74 kgs. By the end of my pregnancy, I was about 96, 97, 98 kgs. I didn't even want to weigh myself because I was like, oh my God, I'm just going to be depressed. I want to enjoy this ride. And it was the easiest pregnancy. And I was just like, let me just enjoy myself. Then when I had the baby, the first week when I came home, I said, okay, let me weigh myself. It wasn't the first week. No, I weighed myself after 2 weeks because I gave myself 2 weeks to stay home before I went back to my, I was in school. I was getting my degree. So I was like, before I go back to school, let me give myself 2 weeks. The week I was supposed to go back to school, I weighed myself and I was still 96 kgs, okay? And I know a lot of that is still like that water weight and stuff like that, but I was panicking thinking, oh my God, what have I done to myself? But in about a month, I think 2 weeks after that first weigh-in, I did end up losing about 10 kgs. A lot of it was like more of, you know, water weight. Also, the breastfeeding starting to kick in. So that's one thing you also need to know. At some point, you're going to lose the pregnancy weight. At least about, let's say 10 to 15 pounds will come off naturally using the natural postpartum processes. But to lose the actual fat that you've gained in your pregnancy, especially the excess fat, it's going to be an issue, and you might actually find that you will start gaining. So let me tell you the reason why you will start gaining. Okay, gaining weight postpartum is actually quite normal. You will lose initially that water weight, the swelling, you know, that double blood pressure that caused you to swell. You're definitely going to lose. But the normal thing is you will gain when you start breastfeeding, and then you will lose when you stop breastfeeding. Why a lot of people think this is not normal is because of these celebrity stories of, oh, look at so-and-so. 1 month after giving birth, they're already back to their pre-pregnancy weight. But there's a reason why that's making the news, because that's not the norm. The norm is you will gain weight with breastfeeding. And we'll get to why that happens, okay? Let's get to why that happens. Why that happens is this. First, remember I shared with you my story. I started counting calories again after giving birth. And then I realized that the less that I ate, the lesser I ate, my milk supply began to dwindle. And breastfeeding was very, very important for me. And I was not willing to compromise the health of my child just to look great. So I said, oh, whatever, you know, let me eat whatever I'm going to eat, which was my mistake. So what you need to do is to avoid postpartum weight gain and still maintain your milk supply. You need to follow a balanced diet. And I have a video on that. I'm going to put it right here of what a balanced diet really is. You can still eat and not overeat and eat unhealthy stuff that's going to cause you to gain weight anyway. So the number one cause why postpartum weight gain happens is because you're a mom. You are just bringing this gift of life from the hospital, and you're all about your child. You don't even care. You don't want to be bothered with anything else. Like, I can speak for myself. I didn't even want to be bothered with schoolwork, assignments. I remember I was just like, please. And thank God I had, you know, support system around me, people who would hand in my assignments, pick them up for me. But I was just like, no, I don't want to go anywhere. I want to be here. And I didn't want to focus on anything. I had people bringing me food back here. I had pancakes every single day, all kinds of things. And I wouldn't go in the kitchen and actually prepare my food. So the number one reason why postpartum weight gain happens is you're just being a mom, and you just want to focus on your baby. You don't want to be bothered with anything else. But you don't want to do that. What you want to do is take maybe an hour or two in the morning to prep your food for the whole day. If you want to have more time with your child, your baby throughout the day, in the morning, wake up, go prep your food, and plan your meals throughout the day. And then you know that the whole day I'm going to be with my child. Because the mistake that I made, I started ordering out, eating burgers, pizza. Like, I just didn't want to be bothered. But then it was not good, because it then ended up contributing towards more weight gain on top of the pregnancy weight that I had actually gained. The second reason that you gain weight after pregnancy, I already mentioned it, is because of breastfeeding. I know breastfeeding burns a lot of calories, but you also need to eat a lot to produce a lot of milk. So because you don't know exactly how much you're supposed to eat, you will tend to just eat whatever. Like I told you in my story, I was just eating whatever because when I tried counting calories, I found that my milk supply was dwindling. So what I ended up doing was just eating any and everything, which is what you don't want to do. The third reason why you may see that you're actually gaining weight instead of losing after your pregnancy is because of sleepless nights and the stress that comes along with that. I know for a lot of moms, they go through, just an adjustment period where, especially if you're a first-time mom, it's very difficult to adjust to being a mom. Not that you don't love your child, but you're just thinking, I was just me a day ago. Now I have this other person, and sometimes you may not even connect to your baby right away. And then before you even have time to process all that, you have to wake up every 2 hours to feed your baby. And if you don't have a support system, or even if you do, or if your baby is fussy, or you're still just being and you're still just adjusting to being a mom, you can definitely end up stressing. And stress will definitely stall or even make you gain weight. Because not stress itself, but what you tend to do when you're stressed. What do you do when you're stressed? You eat. For me, when I am stressed, I don't even have to think about it. I just find myself just munching on whatever is close to me, and it's a disaster. So that's another reason that postpartum weight gain happens. And this is a fix that I can give to you. If your husband is available, try switching. Maybe you sleep for 2 hours, he wakes up for the other 2 hours. For me, I was going to school studying for exams. My husband helped me. He would wake up at night with the baby for those feeds. I was pumping and I would put away the milk, and then he would feed the baby. Or if your mom is still alive, if you have a surviving mom, or anyone that you feel is the mother figure, you can ask them to help you just during those first maybe a few weeks, or even let's say a few months that you're adjusting to motherhood. And they can help you just so you can get enough rest either during the day or at night, whichever you prefer, so that you're not stressed and you're getting enough sleep. Because when you are trying to lose weight, sleep is actually quite necessary. And also you need to bring your stress down so that you don't end up binging and stress eating. Now, another thing, depending on how you gave birth, let's say you had a C-section, you cannot get back to exercising right away. The best you can do is probably just walking from your bed to your kitchen or something like that, but you're discouraged from doing any form of, serious exercise for about 6 weeks. So definitely it kind of stalls the weight loss process because you're mostly just sitting. I didn't have a C-section, but I remember I tried to act like I was all, fit and everything after I gave birth, and I really shouldn't have done that. The very first day that I came from the hospital, I was cooking, and my sister-in-law came to see me. She had brought some stuff and some gifts for the baby. I was cooking and I was running around, and she was like, why are you doing all of this? I was like, I'm strong. I didn't sleep that night. I was, just feeling like, what was I doing? I was not yet up to it. So you need to take your time to get back to exercise, but that also means that your weight loss is going to be stalled. But like we uncovered before, exercise alone is not really that much necessary for weight loss. Stick to eating a balanced diet of whole grains, lean meats, the good fats, your omega-3s, your saturated fats. Stay away from trans fats. Like I said, I did attach a video about healthy eating, and that should be enough. Another reason why you may find that you are gaining weight postpartum is just habits that you gained when you were pregnant. Like if you're used to eating whatever, whenever, however, having whoever bring it to you, you're not going to quickly just snap out of it like that. You've been doing it for 9 months, for 40 weeks that you've been pregnant. That's like you've built a lifestyle of overeating. So for you to kind of get your mindset back to eating right, that's going to take a while. So that's another reason why people tend to gain weight postpartum, because of just the habits that you would have gained when you were pregnant. So in conclusion, postpartum weight gain is actually very popular. It happens more often than not. So don't feel like, oh, there's something wrong with you if you find that you're not losing weight after pregnancy or you're actually gaining weight. Just follow the tips that I just gave you. You will definitely get back on the right track. So anyway, blank dieters, that's all I have for you today. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.